students and welcome to the class. Our today's topic is letter writing. Now what is a letter writing? What is the right format of writing a letter? What are the points which should be kept in mind while writing a letter, and what are the types of formal letters? In class 11 we will only learn about formal letters. Now what is the letter writing? So letter writing is an essential skill. So as you all know students that in modern times we have emails, we can send text message to convey our message to anyone, but still letter writing is still prevalent to convey our message, or it is one of the most important and popular means of conveying your message, or it is the most popular means of communication. Still it is, and it is also the means of trade, official correspondence, public representation, complaints and other dealings, transaction and communication with people are still conducted through letter. Now we will see the types of letter. Formal letter. So the first type of formal letter is business or official letters. So business and official letters are basically written for making an inquiry, asking for information, replying to inquiries, giving information, and sending quotations in response to inquiries, registering complaints, cancelling order, making request, for making appeals also. For these purpose, formal letters are being written. So now the second type of formal letter is letter to principal and school or college or authorities. We will also discuss the right format of both type of letter. So letter to principal, school or college authorities. For what purpose it is written? It may be written for regarding information, regarding admission, school issues like leave for illness. It may be also written for requirement or suitability of courses. So there are also two more types of formal letters, which are letter to the editor, and the fourth one is letter of job application. Now we will see what are the points which should be kept in mind while writing a formal letter. So the first and the foremost point is that read question carefully, understand it properly. So you have to read the question properly and you have to understand it carefully. The second point is write down key points for establishing a good content. So what you have to do, you have to write all the key points for establishing a good content, and make sure that the body of the letter must be coherent, and it must not be you don't have to end it abruptly. So also one more thing, keep your letter brief. So your letter should not have long sentences, so you have to avoid framing long sentences. So avoid using long sentences. Don't use too much don't use a formal language. Be polite and formal at all time. And two more things which you have to keep in mind is that you have to stick to the word limit. It should be in 120 to 150 words, and of course strictly avoid using short forms or slangs and other. So basically you have to use a very refined language. Don't use slangs or informal language. So now we will discuss the how to write a letter in an effective manner, and the format of business letter with an example. So let's see with an example. You had sent some books through Richard Courier Services Private Limited, New Delhi, to your brother living in Baroda. After a week, your brother reported that he had not received the books. The local office of the company does not have any satisfactory answer to your verbal complaint. Write the letter to the Managing Director, Richard Courier Service Private Limited, at their head office in Nehru Place, New Delhi, stating the facts and asking for immediate action. And you are Kusum Singhal or Avinash Pandey of 180 Rajnath Nagar, New Delhi. So let's see here. First of all, you have to write the sender's address. So sender's address is written here in the left corner. So sender's address is written here and never put your name. And one thing which you have to keep in your mind while writing the sender's address is that make sure that the sender's address is clear and precise. So sender's address should be very clear and precise. Make sure specify the house number first. So you have to specify the house number followed by the street. So it should be followed by the street and town, state and pin code, etc. And this portion includes the sender's full address. So this portion should include the sender's full address. While writing the address, one must not use comma at the end of each line. So remember, you do not use comma at the end of each line. So now coming to the date. This appears just below the sender's address, giving a blank. So after giving a blank, leaving one line, you have to mention the date. So date, this appears just below the sender's address after giving a blank line. And after that, what you have to do, you have to write the receiver's name, rank and her address. So after writing a date, you have to write the receiver's name. So while writing both the date and the receiver's name, you have to keep in mind that next comes the date on which the letter is written. On which date the letter is written, you have to mention, followed by the receiver's address. So date will follow the receiver's address, which comprises the receiver's name. So you have to write the receiver's name here. So here, who is receiving? The managing director, Richard Courier Service Private Limited, Nehru Place, New Delhi, according to the given example. So the full address is not needed to be written. So it is very optional. So as I mentioned, you have to keep that on which date the letter is written, you have to mention, followed by the receiver's address, which comprises the receiver's name, designation and address. Now here we will write the subject. So while writing the subject, you have to keep in mind that you don't go for a long sentence like an application for this and that. Just it has to be to the point. So theme of the formal letter. What is the subject? What is the theme of the formal letter? It's one of the most important parts of the letter is the subject. You have to keep in your mind. One must ensure that the subject expresses the main theme of the letter. So now next comes the salutation. Salutation is basically a customary greeting. So it is customary greeting with which senders open the letter. So salutation, the salutation used in formal letters is a greeting to the person to whom the letter is addressed. To whom you are addressing the letter, you will write sir, madam, etc. So salutation, you have to write. So it's a greeting. So now here comes the body. As you all know, it is the body of the letter is the complex part which contains all the information or that the writer gives. That means you will give or you want to convey. For this, start with introduction, introducing the purpose of writing the letter. So in the beginning, you have to mention the purpose of writing the letter. Then build up the topic to develop the interest. So you have to build up the topic to develop an interest of the reader by stating the problems, cause, effect, possible solution, etc. So here problem is that your brother reported that he had not received the books. Now you are writing a letter. You are writing a letter to the managing director of the same Courier Service Private Limited, New Delhi. And you are stating the fact, asking for immediate action. So it should include all the problem, solution, effect, etc. So as I mentioned, the body includes three main parts. So the body should include three main parts. The first one is introductory part. So in introductory part or sentence, states the purpose of writing. What is the purpose of writing the letter? Next comes informative paragraph. In the next paragraph, you will write all the information regarding the problem, cause, effect, possible solution, etc. And in the end, you have to write the concluding paragraph sentence. So where you can state your hopes, comment, request, suggestion, etc. Like for example, I request you to kindly grant this or that, this kind of, you can state your hope, comment, etc. So in the end comes the complimentary close. So your close should be complimentary. So this is a courteous way of ending. As you all know, we use some courteous words like yours sincerely, your faithfully. So you have to write in the left corner, yours sincerely. Who is writing? Kusum Singh. Kusum Singh. Okay. So you have to use such words like yours sincerely, your faithfully, etc. So sender. So here the sender, just below the complimentary clause, sender's name is written as a mark of signing off. If applicable, the sender's designation may be added. So sender's designation may be added, and that's all about the format of business letter with an example. Thank you.